Dethra.
Happiness is like a stray cat. Sometimes it seeks you out, sometimes it ignores you. Tonight I'm ignored. It's getting late. I think I'll turn in. Perhaps some sleep will do me good. Isn't that advice for couples? The only one I'm angry with is myself. Please, just let it rest. Very well. Just now I was trying to cast a spell I once cast with ease, but I failed. You see, this fire, there was a time that I could make it come alive, that it would take the shape of a dragon and roar in delight. There was a time I could silence a beholder with a word and lift a tower from its foundations with a flourish. There was a time I was all but one with the weave, but no more. A mere shadow of the wizard I used to be. Why? Because I've lost. I am the man who came after having lost. An apt enough observation. I've lost Mystra. I sought to impress her personally, to turn the eyes of my muse upon me, to win favor of a goddess, but I failed. And all I invoked was death and dismissal. My death, her dismissal. Thank you. You're a good friend. I often think of that moment we shared together. One under the weave. I hope you think about it too. Do you? So do I. You see, I'm not a big believer in fate, but I do believe in serendipity. Life is a tempest of events that sometimes we brace against and sometimes embrace. You're one such event that, one day soon perhaps, I'd like to embrace. Because I've lost. I've lost. I've lost Mystra. I sought to impress her personally. Please, just let it rest. So you did. Very well. I often think of that moment we shared together. One under the weave. I'm glad to know you think about it too. Please, just let it rest. Thank you. You're a good friend. I've lost. Thank you. You're a good friend. Please, just let it rest. Tonight's not a night for sharing. Tonight's a night for regrets. With that, I bid you an evening better than my own. Just let it rest. You're the leader, and I will follow where you go, but not down the paths of my own regrets. With that, I bid you an evening. Please, just let it rest. I said please, but that courtesy was a mere formality. What I meant was you will let it rest. With that, I bid... I've lost. Trust is not the issue. The issue is that the truth doesn't matter. Secret or revealed, the outcome is the same. With that, Why? Because I've lost. You don't understand. I've lost. I'm strong enough. I'll carry on alone. With that, my death. Her dismissal. Arrogance. Ambition, rather. And ambition is a fine thing. Until suddenly it no longer is. Then again, If that is how you judge me, there's little I can do to change your mind. But know that I have this ambition still. First to save myself, and after that, the license to dream. I'm listening. Do you? And yet you ask. I do, as a matter of fact. You see, my death, her dismissal. Thank you. You're a good friend. I want you to know that. I consider myself very lucky to have found you. Perhaps. If I recall correctly, the Watered Havian Dictionary of the Common Tongue of Faerun defines it as an adverb that conveys the meaning of it may be that, or possibly. Sorry. Sometimes I just can't help being quite insufferable. In seriousness, I'm glad you asked that question. You see, I'm not a big believer in fate. Very lucky to have found you. Good. Good night. And try not to think too poorly of me. A cat can look at a king. A wizard can look at a goddess. Lucky to have found you. I see. Say no more. Good night. I want you to know that. Hold on to that thought. I may just have to remind you before all is said and done. Good night, and thank you for your patient understanding. I want you to know that. Fair enough. Good night, and thank you for your patient understanding.